What is the next good news from Africa or the
We're
diaspora?
looking at Rwanda.
Oh, really?
Yes. So
Okay.
Rwanda is actually working on a startup act to spur its technological innovation environment.
Rwanda. Hello to the president. Yeah, His Excellency.
Well, Rwanda will soon join a select group of African countries that have implemented a startup act
Wow.
supporting businesses and entrepreneurship in the country. This is why I go like boom.
Beautiful. Did you just do one boom? You said, oh, boom, boom, boom. Do I sound like someone you know? Okay, that's fine. Continue.
Yes, you do.
Okay.
Well, for a country of only 12 million, Rwanda's tech sector is witnessing steady growth.
Wow.
President Paul Kagame's government has taken a proactive role in promoting the growth of startups.
Wow.
Notable Rwandan champions are the blood delivery drone transport to broadband infrastructure development, you name it. You remember we spoke about Rwanda when it started the blood delivery with the drones thing?
The zip line?
The zip line, exactly.
Yeah.
Zip line revolutionary.
It's actually operating in Ghana here
I
as
know.
well, in some communities, and doing pretty well. Very, 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 very well. Like
Very
people are
amazing.
benefiting from it, and that's amazing.
No.
All
Well,
right.
in the 2016 Global Information Technology Report,
Yeah.
which happened to be published by the World Economic Forum, the West
Uh-huh.
African country ranked first in its promotion of ICT, and we're talking about Rwanda.
Wow. Okay.
So the government has teamed up with Innovation for Policy Foundation, I for Policy, to come up with a nationwide startup act that aims to reform the current business environment while supporting the growth of infrastructure, while branding the country as a hub for regional investment.
Beautiful.
And I for Policy has had time to benchmark in the DRC, Tunisia, and Cameroon, countries that have passed their own startup acts. Rwanda's Ministry of ICT and Innovation recently held a policy hackathon.
Oh. I had a similar one here.
Yeah, the
Africathon?
Africathon.
Yeah.
The Africathon Opportunity Hackathon. Yeah. So for
Okay.
those out there who are wondering why a startup act, basically startup acts are a legal framework and that require participation from all industry stakeholders within the entrepreneur cycle.
Right.
In terms of benefits, the legislation incentives all the parties involved in the life cycle of a startup, from
Okay.
investors, entrepreneurs, and the startup itself.
Right.
For instance, if you look at Tunisia Startup Act, one can take a year off their job to pursue a startup venture.
Nice.
Meanwhile, they will still receive payment from their job.
Isn't that we should be
This
thinking
is
about.
amazing.
It's great.
So this mitigates the risk of losing one source of livelihood if the startup fails.
You see,
I
think
love
it's
the
a,
backup
it's, yeah,
thing
yeah,
there.
yeah. There's always a contingency plan.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Ghana should get on.
Not only Ghana, but everywhere.
Well, I mean, DRC
Because
has it, Tunisia has it, Cameroon has had it,
Were you
and
about
then
to say Cameroon?
yeah,
Yeah, you almost did.
I almost
Mommy,
said
could you please put a Okay. So I'm thinking, well, if every country has something like this, we would not all be running to Rwanda like I was just about to say. Hey, let me just run to Rwanda. What if Ghana also has something like that? What if Burkina Faso has a system that like that, right?
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be spreading because I mean, I for Policy was in all these countries before it got to Rwanda, so I'm sure something. But I believe that all African countries should really learn from this because this is great.
It
The
is
thing
great.
about cutting people off, the fact that they jump ship with you or they jump off your ship,
Right.
it doesn't necessarily mean you should leave them to drown. Once you see potential in someone, the thing is,
Tap it.
yeah, and that maybe the potential might not necessarily work to your benefit, but it doesn't mean you should just watch the person go to waste because they jumped shit. No, you should help them find their path where
Right.
they can also sail and excel. You never know when the opportunity will come for them to link you into their path.
Absolutely.
So this is a great thing that is happening,
It
and
is.
one thing is, it mitigates the risk of you losing your
Your
source
job.
of income or livelihood if the startup fails. And the startup co-founders are also eligible for a startup grant that helps them cover their living expenses.
Wow.
Other incentives will cover licensing, liquidation, taxes, Just name it.
Nice.
Well, in Senegal, for example, the act provides support and governance frameworks, including legal frameworks. And part of the investment is a resource center which is dedicated to startups.
You know my fear sometimes
Mm-hmm.
about political influence and some of these things?
Well, that, you
They
see,
get into a space and then, hey, it's all about the politicians and the people who are loyal to their parties
but you
and
see,
everything.
that's why these things, you see, I feel that this is good. This is a startup policy. If
It's
something
great.
that if this is a law that is passed,
Mm.
I don't think it should be limited to politics, because I mean, if you work for a certain company and you want to go and start up, obviously you can't just get up and tell your boss, because of a startup I want you to give me a year off, so I go no.
Mhm.
You have to give them a laid down plan. Let them
Mm.
know you're jumping from A, B, C, D. Then they
Mm.
know, okay, this is substantial enough, you can
Right.
go.
Mm.
So if you go, yeah, they can be paying you. I don't know if I don't
Mm.
think it will be full payment. I'm sure you're going to
But at
receive
least
half of the
something,
payments,
yeah.
yes, to keep your livelihood going. But then
Yeah.
you can also have the time
Mm.
to focus
Mm.
and drive your startup. So if this is
It's a
passed,
great initiative.
yeah, I
great
don't think we
initiative.
should allow anybody to politicize this, because this is great.
Well, we wouldn't want to. It's just that those in authority would just, power, and then use
Well,
it.
if it becomes a legal thing, you can't necessarily keep it to only your party,
Well,
because once
yeah.
it's a law that is established, if I work for this company and I want to go and start up, I can go and start up.
Absolutely.